Hello, everybody. It's Joe, and this is a model that my buddy Andy Cohen sent me. He said he was having trouble getting it to slice. It's part of a guitar that he's working on, but I don't see any reason that this would. I mean, it looks fine. Little beveled edges around the side. No, it looks okay. Let's see what it looks like in edit mode. Whoa. Okay. Now I see what the problem is. See, this thing suffers from a problem that happens when you Boolean slice objects. Here, let me show you. Let's take this out of edit mode, and let's create a cube, just a simple little cube. In fact, let me turn on the screencast keys for you. That's a little bit small. Now, hopefully you can get some idea from it. All right, now, if you go into edit mode on this cube, it looks good, right? I mean, nice flat sides, right? Only they're not. Computers, when they work with squares, they're not working with squares. They have to work with triangles. Every flat surface is a polygon, 3 point. But this is 4 points, right? Well, it's not. If you hit Control T, it will show you what it really looks like. See how they turn it into a bunch of triangles. But when it's like this, what Blender calls n-gons, it looks like something else. But here's the problem. Let's duplicate this object, move it up into Z, scale it in all but the Z. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take, I'll even use Boolean tool for this one. We're going to take and difference these. So we've got one right here, and we're going to apply that to the mesh. Alright, still looks pretty good. Let's do that in triangle mode and try that again. In fact, let's bring it way up so we can really mess with it. By the way, it's Saturday during the day, and my kids are playing some Lego Batman behind me. So, sorry if it gets a little bit noisy. Alright, let's just do the Boolean modifier this time so it doesn't destroy the part when I'm done with it. Difference with the cube. Apply. Now this part. Do you see how... Oops. Do you see how in edit mode this part got here? And remember I said if you're counting sides on this face right here, you're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. Well, obviously that's not the case. This is the real case. See how it split that? And if I do it again, let's move down a little bit, Boolean this out. Difference the cube from it. And then go back in and turn it back into triangles. Now again, Blender is really good at working with n-gons, and so it'll, as much as it can, try and use n-gons for its thing, but some tools like NetFab always works in triangles, and consequently this happens a lot. Look at all these extra triangles that are showing up. All I have to do is do this 2 or 3 or 4 more times. That's why, if it's possible, what you should do, instead of Boolean differencing out things to make it, if I wanted to do this, the best thing to do is take the shape that I want this to be. Say I want this to only be a little bit smaller than this. Say I want this to only be that small. Right down there. Then I take this sucker, Boolean intersect. That means that where those two are connecting, that's the only part that'll be left. And when I apply it, the mesh will be, well, it won't have the compounding problem if you do this multiple times. In fact, there's a trick with this. Let's cancel this out. Instead of destroying the source with Boolean tools, take the space that you want it to be in and do the inclusion modifier on this one. Intersect modifier. When you do that, then this new one becomes just a part, and this one's geometry, the square, or the original piece, its geometry isn't getting messed up over and over and over again. It's remaining the same, and all you have to do is pull out the part that you want. This is a great way to subdivide meshes, and I will talk more about that on a future segment for the 3D Printing Today podcast. But for now, let's just get rid of these and go back to this part that's already a mess. What should we do with this thing? I mean, really? Oh, look at all this superfluous geometry. In fact, if I hit Control-Alt-Shift-M, it'll show me the non-manifold points, the points where it's self-intersecting or has a hole. Oh, it's got a number of them. Mostly on the bottom. No wonder it was having trouble slicing. Here's how I would fix this. Anytime where you get these... Oh, man, recording is lagging my computer. This is why I don't do this very often. Hello, computer. Alright, let's see if I can get it to respond. Alright, I'm going to show you how to do this once, and then you'll have to apply it to a lot of them. So, hey guys, hold it together for just one more minute. Okay, select a point that is as close to the place where you want it to be. And assuming that these are flat surfaces, these might be a little bit curved. But let's pretend like they're actually flat, that we've subdivided them. Actually, this corner here we know is flat. Come on, baby. You and me, we're working here. All right. And then if you go into wireframe mode, it'll make sure if there are 2 points, one right on top of the other, it might not work the way you want it to. But in wireframe mode, it'll just pass right through it. That can be good and bad. So there we go. Using the C select modifier, it selects everything within a range. And just grab all the points that you want to kind of gather in to that. I accidentally grabbed a bit much because my computer's lagging because I'm recording. I may need a more powerful computer if I'm going to do this sort of thing in the future. You can send your donations to... No, I don't know. Alright, then press Alt-M, or there's it's under the Mesh tool. I don't know. I'd look it up if I were writing a book right now. And merge at the first one that you selected, and they all kind of get gathered into that first one. There we go. If you repeat this for all the various corners, now notice there's a little bit of a mess right there. I would probably want to gather those points into this point here, and so I'd grab that and circle select all these points around the corner here and gather them in, and just hit the corners that you want and clean up the rest of the geometry. Doesn't work as well on curved surfaces, and I don't know, is this a curved surface? Let's take a look at it. It's a little bit of a curved surface, but it looks to me like the individual lines here might be straight enough that we could fake it. If not, the best thing to do is just do your booleaning in the first place a little bit cleaner. So that's the way you can clean it up. You could also run the decimate modifier, but the decimate modifier won't clean up those non-manifold edges. You kind of have to do those by hand in Blender. But once you get the points culled down a little bit, then NetFab will help you clean up everything else. So, hopefully this recording turned out, and hopefully you learned something that you can use to help you model even cooler things in the future. Thank you for watching.